When you're using the phone to set an appointment, right, you got to remember your goal. It's not to sell. It's the biggest mistake that people do. They call up and they just start vomiting about features and benefits, about how they know they can help. And honestly, it's ridiculous to think that you can help them without understanding their situation about what they're doing today. Right? So you're like a doctor. Right? In my world, I'm a doctor. I help companies with revenue growth. Okay? Can I help every company with revenue growth? No. Right? So I need to know where I fit in, how I can fit in. Does my model make sense? There's a lot of things that I need to do. So just like a doctor, I have to give what? A physical. I have to get facts. And then based on the facts, I can make a prescription, a recommendation. So the appointment setting call is just so you build credibility enough to sit down with the person where they'll have a meaningful conversation. So write this down. All you want to do every day from a new business perspective is have meaningful conversations. Meaningful. So on the phone, you're going to be brief and brilliant. Be brief, be brilliant, be done is my slogan. Okay. Second thing is you need to build rapport. What's rapport? What is it? Back and forth, flow, right? Common ground. What else? Get them to talk. Right? Rapport is an energy. Right? You all know when you're in rapport. Right? So when you meet somebody for the first time and an hour goes by and it feels like seconds, that's rapport. That means you're in deep rapport, by the way. Whereas sometimes when you're talking to somebody and you're like, oh, please, can I please leave? That's not rapport. That's not rapport. Okay? So you want to build rapport. The biggest way to build rapport is using something that my grandmother taught me. My grandmother taught me, I use it today. My grandmother taught me, show me who your friends are, and that will tell me who you are. So just out of curiosity, how many in the room have heard of Mike Sperduti before this session? Raise your hand. Actually, do it the other way. How many people haven't heard of me? Raise your hand. I love it. I have so much work. So I appreciate everybody's stuff. There's a lot of new faces, which is awesome. Now, you might not know anything about me, but do you know VGM? Do you know Invacare? Do you know HME News? Do you know Home Care Magazine? Do you know MedTrade? Right? I'm going to start throwing out my client base to you, which that is. Okay? And I'm going to, and so my grandmother taught me, you don't know me, but you know my friends. Right? So Mark and I are dancing right now. Right? Mark's thinking about maybe using my company or me to help him, whatever. So what do? I throw out names. He says, oh, McKesson, I want to talk to McKesson. I want to this, and, right? And that's what you do. Because everybody's trying to get comfortable with, is this a good fit? And so what you need to do is throw out your signature accounts. Right? Because, and this is really important, I can tell you all day long how great Mike Sperduti is. And you would think I was the most arrogant ass in the world. All right? Whereas, whose words speak louder than mine? My customers. Right? So you need people to testify on your behalf that are validating the claims that you are making. Okay? So this is the whole key to sales. You approach somebody with the energy and understanding that you know their situation, what they're struggling with, and their problems, their most important focus or their most important objectives. You know their problem better than they do. You've helped people exactly in their exact same situation. You've gotten the outcome that they're looking for, and you have testimony that will back you. That's how you make a sale. That's, in today's world, that's what you do. And you know, when I've written infomercial, I use the same process. Right? Now, an infomercial, same thing. Infomercials don't work because they look fake. But again, if you design them that way, they're going to get the outcome. We had a very successful infomercial. It was awesome. Why? We use the same things I'm teaching you today. After you give your signature accounts, now you're going to give them, why do those accounts use you? Why do they use them for your patients? Now you're going to share with them briefly what it is that you do better than anybody else. Okay, you see, if they're all, in your world, they're already doing business with somebody else. They're already trusting somebody else. They're already in a relationship with somebody else. Why you? And you can't just bring a small change to them. Because they're not going to change a relationship and all the switching costs, the trust issues, if they're only going to see a very small incremental gain. They have to see something relevant, an innovation, something. All right? Think Netflix and Blockbuster. Right? Big difference. So you need to throw out what are those reasons why your signature accounts use you. And then lastly, you're going to ask for the appointment. All right, that is the formula.